Time. It's our most valuable resource. Each and every day, we choose how we spend it or invest it. And today, I'm going to invest some of mine in you. Here's what you're getting. This year, my businesses will do around $35 million. There are 8,760 hours in a year, making my hourly rate $3,995. This video is going to take about 30 minutes, and so I am investing in you approximately $1,997. But I'm not just investing this time for nothing. I expect an ROI, return on my investment. And here's how it's going to happen. When you actually start a business and become wildly successful, and somebody comes up and asks you and says, hey, how did you become so wildly successful? You're going to say, because Alpha believed in me. That is going to be my return. If you agree and are ready, drop me one of these. So as you guys know by now, I started a business community called the White Label Empire, where I am helping you build and start businesses, not to mention grow it and scale it. All right, we have a curriculum that we go through. And one of the first and earliest things that you need to do is figure out what product is going to be your $1 million idea. But the truth is that this is one of the things that holds people back from joining or starting a business, because they just don't know what product they should actually do or what business they should go into. And so today, what I thought, instead of making you actually go through the course in order to get this information, I would like to give you some high-level advice on how you can actually figure out what product or business is going to be perfect for you so that you can make millions of dollars. And then once you have that idea, I want you to join the Empire, which once again, I'm going to link to down below. The prices are about to go up in about 2 weeks, all right? We have over 800 members that are doing big, amazing things, and I want you to be a part of it, all right? It's not only the best thing I've ever done, it is something that is going to help you reach your goals. But like I said, one of the things that people struggle with is figuring out what that idea is. And so today, what I'd like to do is go over some high-level tips and advice on how to find that winning idea so that you can join us and become wildly successful. And then tell everybody, yo, it's because Alpha believed in me. First thing I need you to do, get a piece of paper and a pen. I will wait. And when you have it, number it from 1 to 5. You might need more than that, but I'm going to say 1 to 5, all right? Here's what you're going to do, all right? First things first, when it comes to figuring out what product is going to be a home run product, you got to first tap into your passion. What are you interested in? What are you excited about? What are you buying more of than most people? All right, I want you to start and I want you to actually make a list. What is something that you are passionate about? Because if you can mix and blend a passion with a business, this is amazing. And if you combine it with some of the other things that we're going to talk about and figure out that it actually works in some of these other scenarios, that's when you're going to make millions of dollars. Because the truth is that sometimes you may have a passion, but it might not check any of these other boxes. And if it doesn't, it's probably best kept a passion or a hobby, and something else is actually going to make you money. So right now, what I want you to do is take out that pen and paper and start making a list. You could have 1, you could have 2, you could have 5, you can have 10. Now, if you're struggling, if you're like, I'm just not sure what I'm interested in, all right, use the algorithm, all right? One of the great things that you can do that's going to let you know what you are interested in is open up Instagram, open up Facebook, open up TikTok, and start surfing for about 2 to 5 minutes. I want you to just start scrolling, and you're going to see a pattern. You're going to see things that you're actually interested in, and it may be boobies. I don't care. Write it down. What are you into? Is it cars? Is it watches? Is it accessories? Is it style? Is it fragrance? Is it cologne? Is it sunglasses? What is it? What are those things that you are interested in, all right? And I want you to, like I said, I want you to write them down and make a list. Next, what we're going to do is do something else. It's a little experiment and exercise. Once you figure out these things, I want you to then move on to step 2. Can you make it a subscription? Because subscription businesses, or if there's a subscription component to that business, this is something that I personally feel is a great opportunity, all right? That's what happened with Tiege Hanley. It was also consumable, which is another question. Is there a product that is consumable, meaning people get it, they use it and want it and buy it again? If so, this is a great idea for business, because one of the harder businesses, honestly, is when you have a single product that doesn't break or doesn't wear out, right? If you went and bought a pair of Enemies, right? You're buying a cool pair of shades, but you need to constantly be reiterating or coming out with additional products to add on to the product proliferation in order to basically have more things to sell people. And so you can increase the value of that customer to you. And so what I want you to do now is figure out, is it consumable? If it's not, what are 5 other products that are likely or aligned to this that people would be interested in possibly buying with this other thing? And what I mean by that is adjacent, right? You hear the term adjacent. What is an adjacent product? So for sunglasses, we came up with an adjacent product, which was a wallet, accessories, a ring, things that somebody with cool sunglasses would also possibly be into. Another option is a problem. If you can solve somebody's problem that you've had or you know that other people have, this is also another amazing opportunity for a business. Now, something else I just want to mention, all right? When it comes to starting a business, it doesn't have to be internet-based. It doesn't have to be a product like a pair of sunglasses or a wallet or skincare. It could be a service. In the White Label Empire, we talk about all types of different businesses because business is business. How you start it is one thing. How you scale it is another. All right, so if you have something in your head like a service, if you've got a skill, all right, if you're a great handyman or pressure washer, or if you're into cars and you want to start a detailing business, like if you have something that you know or that you have a skill at that you could basically use or leverage in order to solve somebody else's problem, this is also another great idea for a potential business, all right? And just because right now it's you doing the work, we will teach you and talk about how to grow and scale and actually leverage your knowledge to bring other people in so that they do the work and you just grow the business so that you are the mastermind and the one collecting the cash. Gentlemen, do not trade your time for dollars. And one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about people starting businesses is because it is literally impossible, almost impossible, to get rich or financially free working a W-2 wage job. It's just not going to happen. All the people you know that are killing it, all the beautiful, amazing houses that you see when you're driving down a nice area, they're not people that are working a 9-to-5 job and getting a retirement account and basically getting like 2.5 weeks of paid vacation. They're not doing that. They own businesses. The people that are successful, the people that are going to grow, scale, and live their dream are people that own businesses. And most businesses start where you are, at zero. Pete and Pedro, I started that business for $3,000, and that is the model from which I'm basically going to teach you my secrets and what I have done in order to grow and scale it. And don't say, oh, it's because you were an influencer and that's how. That was one way that I did it, but the truth is that we've been able to leverage and help people grow businesses that don't have a big social media following. I have learned so much over my 20-year career and 20 different businesses, right? With Tiege Hanley, we have grown it to over $20 million, not because I'm sitting there talking about it. It's because we have learned to leverage social media, not to mention paid advertising. This is all the stuff that you're going to learn within the community that we have. Anyway, back to problems, all right? So here's the deal. Solve somebody's problem. If it's a service, great. If it's a product, amazing. All right, now, the next question is, who is your customer? Who is your target demographic? And don't tell me it's everybody. Everybody. I want to sell to everybody. Guess what? You're going to sell to no one because you're not targeted and focused. But it can't be too focused or too narrow. And that's one of the things. You got to make sure that your audience is a large enough population that basically has a big enough demand that's going to be able to help you grow and scale and make a lot of money. All right, one of the mistakes, people go too niche. They go too narrow. I want to serve 42-year-old dudes with one eye and half a leg, and I'm going to sell. No, gentlemen, you got to go wider, you got to go broader, right? You got to go a little bit deeper when it comes to your audience or target audience. Now, something else I'd like to share with you is don't go too broad, right? Because if you try to sell to women, to men, to teens, it's not going to work. You need a more focused message, and you need to know and dial in who that customer is actually going to be. If you can figure out who your demographic is going to be, you are going to have an easier time marketing or figuring out what that mechanism is going to be in order to actually get them converted to a sale. But you also need to make sure that you're not solving poor people problems, right? Because that's another big mistake. I want to sell to students or I want to sell to kids. Guess what? They don't have any money. If you can solve or have something that people with expendable income are interested in buying, or you're solving rich people's problem, time, once again, is their most valuable asset. People with money will pay for higher quality. They will also pay for you helping them solve their problem or helping them get more of their most valuable resource, which is time back. And so if you can figure out a way to leverage that or do that, you are going to be in a much better position. Because if you sell somebody, right, say the product is $100 and you sell 5 in a week, right? You're going to make $500. But what if you're selling a $10 product, right? How many $10 products are you going to need to sell to make that $500? 50. Personally, I'd rather sell 5 for $500 than try to sell 50 at $10. It just makes sense, right? Because the other thing you're going to need to realize is that there is something called churn. If you are creating a subscription, if you're getting 100 people to buy your product and to sign up, you know that you're going to churn out or lose a percentage of them the next month. Maybe that churn is 5%. So if you started with 100 people, right, you lose 5, now you're left with 95. In order to get back to that 100, you need to add 5 people that month. In order to grow another like 10, you're going to need to add like 15, knowing that you're going to churn out 5% each month. Anyway, all of this is something that we talk about in depth and detail within the White Label Empire. So if I'm going in the weeds, I apologize. It just comes out. I'm sorry. I know that I'm just like kind of brain dumping a bit, but the fact is I've got just so much like knowledge and experience that I just want to share because I don't want you to make the same mistakes I made. And that's the reason why I started the community. Anyway, back to you and your product. The next thing you need to consider is how heavy that product is to ship. All right, one of the things that people don't really think about when they're thinking about creating a business is how much is shipping going to cost? Because shipping is one of the most unsexy big numbers that you're going to have when it comes to your business, right? And so a lightweight product is something that is amazing, right? The lighter it is, the better off it's going to be. And so if it's big, if it's bulky, if you're trying to like literally ship like cinder blocks, your business is going to be in trouble right off the bat. The other thing you need to consider is the price point, all right? Can I get it for a good price, and what can I sell it for? What is the markup going to be? One of the mistakes that I made with Enemy is that I built a product that was too premium for the price that I wanted to charge, all right? You've got to make sure that you have enough margin. You've got to make sure that you have enough margin, aka profit, in there in order to basically be able to scale and advertise through paid advertising or utilizing people like influencers or something like mini social, which I'll talk about and explain within the White Label Empire. It's a way basically, if you don't want to be the face of your brand, you don't have to. You can literally for like $2,000 hire like 30 influencers to get 30 pieces of content that basically will post it on their social, and then you get to leverage and utilize that content for your advertising or for your social media. Anyway, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, join the empire. I talk about all the tricks and secrets I've learned over the years. Perceived value. That's something else we need to talk about. Even if you're selling or have a cheap product or something that's not real expensive, what can you do in order to increase the perceived value? Think of it as branding. Branding is everything, all right? Think of Gucci, their sneakers, right? People pay $1,000 for that sneaker that costs the same as like a Adidas or a Nike. Why and how? Why would somebody pay that much money for a pair of Tom Ford sunglasses? Why would somebody pay that much money for Balenciaga? The reason is branding. It is all about the perception of the brand. And one of the things that you can do in order to charge more money is increase the perceived value. Maybe it means putting it in nicer packaging. Maybe it means putting it in a beautiful bottle, right? Like Creed Aventus or Parfums de Marly. I happen to know that fragrance is one of the biggest, most profitable businesses out there because I sell it, right? Each bottle of fragrance literally costs like $5. Whether or not it's me making it or Creed Aventus, all right, it's like $5. What they're doing, perceived value. They put it in a nicer bottle and they anchor the price. Super premium, super expensive. And what happens is people automatically perceive it as more valuable and will spend more money. And so for me, I'm selling a fragrance for, $50. I still made $45, right? Which is huge profit considering it cost me like $5. But think about Creed, all right? They spent $5 and they made $495, or they sold it for $495, which means $490 is profit. Male or female? Tell me, like seriously, is it male audience or female audience? Because little secret, females are better customers. They're less price sensitive and they're more loyal. The other thing is that they talk about it a lot more. One of the problems with serving men as customers is that a lot of times they don't talk like women do or share on social media like women do about things that they're into or that they love, right? If a dude buys a ball powder that's like, oh, dude, my balls have never been fresher, he's not going to go to his buddies and be like, yo, Brian, check this out. I got this new ball powder. You're going to like, it doesn't happen. But women, they do. And so if you can figure out a product to sell to women, woo, mama, gentlemen, I wish I did. Unfortunately, I don't. But if I did, it'd be awesome. Can you show the benefit or the results of your product in a picture or an image side by side or in a quick video? If the answer is yes, congratulations, amazing opportunity. Because when you do like a side-by-side comparison, or if in an instant or a picture, you can basically see what's happening or the benefit or why this is awesome, that is something that's super valuable. Because if it's taking you a long time to explain the benefits of whatever you're selling or how sexy it's gonna make you look, because it's harder, right? But when you have a picture of before and after, like acne, right? Or hair dye, or sunglasses, like before and after, like whatever, right? It's very easy to see. And when you can see an ad or an image that basically shows the result of the product or whatever you're selling, this is also something that's super valuable, because you know that when somebody's scrolling, they're gonna stop because they can read it and see it in an instant. And this, once again, makes a great product. All right, so I'm gonna stop right there because I have given you a lot to think about, all right? You've got your list, you've got your homework. I also encourage you to join the White Label Empire now, do not wait. Because right now, the price is $397 per year. It's about to go up to $700 in about 2 weeks. Because I don't want it to be too crowded. I want to keep it manageable. And so if you're interested, do not wait. We also have a payment plan available. So if you're somebody that is serious about doing something amazing and taking control of your destiny and you are ready to start a business, I want you to join. Now is the time. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next year. Think about it like this. When was the first time you started thinking about starting a side hustle or a business? Was it last week? Was it last month? Was it last year? Was it 3 years ago? Where would you be today if you had joined us? Where would you be today if you took that action that you needed in order to grow it and make it thrive? Where would you be today? For me, I started Pete and Pedro for $3,000. This year, I'm gonna do $10 million with $2.5 million to the bottom line in my pocket. And I'm gonna share with you the secrets. I'm gonna share with you the tricks and the tips that I've used over 20 businesses that I've started. Some have been successful, some haven't. But it's about learning from people that have been there, got the t-shirt. I'm not selling you something that I just think about or thought about, like all these other gurus. I am somebody that has been there in the trenches. I have done it, and I have lived it, and I love being an entrepreneur. If you're ready to join me, join me. Now is the time, today. Do not wait. The price will go up. I am ready to recoup my investment.